Hi everyone. In today's DIY projects, we are crafting with Dollar Tree items. We'll be creating some beautiful home decor items on a budget that you could use to decorate your home. For your shopping convenience, all the items used in today's DIY projects will be linked in the description box below, so do check them out and let's jump right into our first DIY project. Our first project is a wall mirror. We're going to be using this pizza pan from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using an old canvas. It's square, and I'm just making sure that it's even on all the sides, and I'm going to place my pizza pan in the center and mark the area. I'm also using these glass gems from the Dollar Tree, and I'll be using about 5 packs. I'm using my hot glue to attach the glass gems right around that area that I marked. Make sure to use a strong adhesive for this project. After I was finished with that area, then I started on the ends, and I'm overlapping the end a little bit, so my gems will be showing on the end instead of the canvas. Now I'll go ahead and fill the gap on the inside, and if you want it to look more uniform, just keep going around that first circle to have it in a nice even pattern. Now it's completed. I took it outside and I spray painted it with my white gloss by Rust-Oleum. And then I'm also taking my pizza pan and I'm going to be spray painting it on the edges with my metallic gold. And here they are, nice and dry. Now I'm going to be attaching a 12-inch mirror to the center of my pizza pan. And I also added a piece of cardboard to the back of my mirror just to elevate it. I'm attaching my pizza pan with my strong adhesive. I placed weights on top just to weigh it down for a few minutes, and then I'm adding my mirror. Place the weights on top, allow it to dry overnight, and then clean your mirror. And here's how this project turned out, guys. I hope you like this one. Now let's move on to our next project. For this project, we are making a boxwood ball planter. I'm using this wooden round from the Dollar Tree. Just remove that label on the back. And I'm also going to be taking a rough sandpaper just to get rid of some of those rough edges. And I'm also using a smooth sandpaper, a 220 grit sandpaper, just to even things out and make it nice and smooth. And I'm also going to be using this planter from the Dollar Tree. You want to go ahead and remove those ridges on the base before you start to attach the wooden round to the planter. I'm using my strong adhesive and my hot glue, and just place it in the center. Make sure that it's even. Make sure that it's nice and tight. Place something heavy on top until it dries. I'm going to be priming my wood. I normally use a wood glue or paint, so I'm going to be using wood glue this time. I'll remove the lip of my planter and I'll spray paint that separately. That way I'll have a nice clean line on the inside. To spray paint my planter, I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum copper. I'm also using these foliage from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using 4 of those. I'm also using these 2 plastic bowls from Walmart. They're 50 cents each. I'm going to join both of them together using my strong adhesive and my hot glue. If you like at least one of these projects so far, I'm going to ask you to give me a thumbs up to help to support my channel. Another way that you can support my channel is by leaving me a comment. It doesn't have to be an entire sentence, just one word is good enough. You can also support my channel by sharing this video with one contact in your phone, just one person that may be interested in watching this video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. So we're just going to remove those pieces, then cut the attachment off, and then cut each one in two. And we're going to be filling up just one bowl. Place them as close as possible. After you use your hot glue, then use a strong adhesive to hold them in place. Just fill in the areas. Just mix the bottom and the top areas in all the parts so you can have it looking even going all the way around. And I'm just going over the entire piece with my extras just to fill in any gaps. Now my planter is dry. I use my strong adhesive to seal the gap, and I use my finger to clean it off so it could look nice and neat when I'm done spray painting it. Now I'll attach the top back on and place our boxwood ball on top, and you can glue it in place if you'd like. Here's how this project turned out, guys. I hope you like this one. Now let's move on to our next project. For this project, we are making an urchin sculpture. For this project, I'm using golf pins. The sculpture looks more like nails, but nails are more expensive. So if you have nails, go ahead and use nails. I'm also using this little foam ball from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just placing the golf tees in the foam ball. And wherever I place one, I place the other on the opposite side. And I'm going to be using my hot glue to hold these in place, but I want to get them aligned first. I'll be making a set of two. For this one, I'm using a larger foam ball. And for the smaller one, I'll be using a smaller foam ball. And at the base, I won't be placing any at the base, so it will sit lower. So I think that looks good, and I use my hot glue to attach them. Now for the smaller one, I'm using one small foam ball, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'll take them outside and spray paint them with my Rust-Oleum Gold spray paint. And here's how this project turned out, guys. I hope you like this one. Let's move on to our next project. For this project, we're making a decorative bowl, and we're going to be using two garden dishes from the Dollar Tree. Clean your dishes first with alcohol, and then I'm using my strong adhesive to attach the two together. I'm attaching them to each other on the back. I'm using my strong adhesive in the center, and I'm also using my hot glue. I'm also going to be using these wooden balls, and I'm using my sanding paper to take some off just a little bit so I can have a base to work with. And then I'll add my hot glue to that area and stick it onto my bowls. Now I'll take it outside and spray paint it with my white Rust-Oleum gloss spray paint. Go ahead and prime these balls first before you start to spray paint. I had to use 5 coats of spray paint to get them looking nice. So just use some wood glue to prime them and allow them to dry for about 10 minutes before you start to spray paint them. And here's how this project turned out, guys. I hope you like this one. Now let's move on to our next project. We're going to be making an up-down wall sconce. To make our wall sconce, I'm going to be using these wooden pieces from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using the 2 shapes that they have. I'm using 2 of the rectangular pieces and 2 square pieces. I use the square piece to measure the piece that I need to cut from the rectangular piece, and I use my X-Acto knife to cut both pieces, and I'm gluing the shorter pieces on the outside. I'm using my hot glue, but I'll be using my wood glue when I'm done to make it stronger. Now I'll use my Gorilla Wood glue to paint the entire piece, and this will also make it stronger. I'm going to be using 2 chopping mats from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting about a half an inch off where it has that curve on the edge. Then I'll use my wood to measure the part that I need to cut. I'm using my X-Acto knife just to score it. I'm making the shape to fit inside of the frame. I'll cut that piece off. So I'll just check to make sure that it will fit inside. Perfect, so I'll make 2 of those. I'm also using this wooden plank from the Dollar Tree, and I'll place the base of my sconce on top, and I'll use my wood glue to attach both of them together. I'm going to be using 2 clips to clamp them. I'm using alcohol to clean off my chopping mat. Then I'll decorate the wall sconce with gold strips. I'll start the first piece on the edge. Each side, I'll be placing 3 strips. And each piece will be 3/4 of an inch away from the first one. Just try to get them nice and straight. I'll do that for the opposite side. Now to hook our sconce on the wall, I'm going to be attaching this picture frame hook to the back. I'm just using my hot glue to hold it in place, and then I'll use my screw for a more permanent hold. Placing a piece of tower block underneath just to have it leveled on the wall. Now for this area, I was using a contact paper, but I didn't like how it looked, so I'm going to be painting it instead. Just use any paint that you have and paint the wood, and I'm painting the back also. Now I'll place my two pieces of chopping mats together, and the second piece is just to hold the first piece in place to create that rectangular shape. Use a small amount of hot glue underneath where the tape is so it will be hidden, and you can use it in the center also because the wood will be covering that. Now for my frame, I'm going to take it outside and spray paint it with my metallic gold spray paint. And then I'll place my design inside of my frame. I'm going to be using these RGB lights. They come with double-sided tape. They're rechargeable. When it's time to recharge them, just take them off the base and recharge them. Place one at the top, one at the base. And here's how this project turned out, guys. I hope you like this one. Let me know which project was your favorite this week and if you'll be recreating any of these projects. If you missed last week's video, here it is on the screen. Just click that rectangular box to watch. Please remember to give me a thumbs up before you leave and share this video with someone that you think may be interested. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye bye.